Hello there, a very good evening. Welcome to Rupavahini News. I'm Chamindi Samarasekara.
A very good evening indeed. I'm Shehar Herat. Before we move on to stories, let's have a look at the headlines. The President says that human rights, freedom and democracy should be used for the betterment of society and not to guide it in the wrong direction. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says that Sri Lanka and India enjoy a special friendship which exceeds the limits of diplomacy. A student of Methodist Junior School in Mathura secures the first place in the Grade 5 scholarship examination. The court orders to obtain a DNA report of the bone samples of Tajuddin. Sri Lankan Airlines says it has been able to reduce the loss by 45%. Pakistan has been barred from participating in the Kabaddi World Cup in India.
On to those and other stories in detail now. President Maithripala Sirisena says that human rights, fundamental rights, freedom and democracy should be used to make the society a better place. He reiterates that this should not be used to guide the society in a wrong direction. The President made these remarks participating in the Guru Pratibha Prabha felicitation ceremony at the Nelumpukuna Theatre today. The felicitation ceremony was organized by the Minister of Education to appreciate the services of teachers and principals. 250 principals, 459 teachers, 29 heads of Pirivenas and 56 Pirivena teachers were felicitated at this occasion. The President has symbolically handed over certificates and awards to 30 of them. The President has stressed that the present government is committed to extend all facilities for the enhancement of the teacher's service. The President said that it has been stated that it is a task of the politician to change the society and the country. He added that however he believes that a citizen has more ability than a politician to change the society. The President further said the words such as human rights, fundamental rights, freedom and democracy are extremely important for the society. They should be used to create a better society and they should not be used to harm the society. Such beautiful words should not be utilized to guide the society in the wrong direction. A discriminative system to go to the courts to file a case or to the police when a teacher hands over a punishment to a child is strongly embedded in the country today. This is an extremely debatable issue that should come under discussion. The President added that parents realize how difficult it is to raise either one or two children at home. In a classroom there are between 40 to 50 children. In a school there could be altogether 4,000 to 5,000 students. The President has pointed out that how difficult it is for the teachers and the principals to mold the lives of the students within few hours of the day. He also said that the society should view in a reasonable manner how far these professionals could fulfill their duties and publications. They should realize that human beings made of flesh and blood are engaged in service under difficult circumstances. It is natural for them to overcome with emotions and tensions while engaged in these duties. He added that the fundamental rights, human rights, democracy and freedom should be genuinely enjoyed. However, the reality of these concepts should be properly understood. The President added that he wishes that the honour, best wishes and gratitude of the Sri Lankan people should be bestowed upon the entire teacher staff on this World Teachers' Day.
මූලික අයිතිවාසිකම් මානව හිමිකම් නිදහස ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදයේ සැබෑ ලෙස භුක්ති විඳිය යුතු මෙන්ම ඒ සැබෑ ලෙස තේරුම් ගැනීම සහ අධ්‍යයනය කිරීම අවශ්‍යයි මේ රටේ දරුවන් පාසල් වලට යන දෙමව්පියෝ කියලා මම බොහොම බය නැතුව කියනවා ලෝක කුරු දිනේදී ලක්වැසි ජනතාවගේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා ජනරජයේ ගෞරවය ප්‍රණාමය ආශිර්වාදය මේ රටේ සමස්ත ගුරු සේවයේ සිටින සියලු දෙනාට ගෞරවයෙන් පිරිනමන බව ප්‍රකාශ කරමින් ඔබ සියලු දෙනාට ස්තුතිවන්ත වෙමින් ඔබෙන් සමු
Now the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi says that the special friendship between Sri Lanka and India transcends beyond diplomatic ties. He also points out that this friendship helps to expand bilateral relations in numerous fields. He made these remarks when he met Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe at the Hyderabad mansion in New Delhi city today. Opinions were exchanged at the meeting on measures to be followed in the development of many fields including economy, defence, law and order, trade, technology, industry and health. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe has extended an invitation to the Indian Prime Minister to participate as a chief guest at the International Vesak Day celebrations scheduled to be held in Sri Lanka in May of next year. Former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh says that it is an exceptional victory secured by the present government in Sri Lanka to create an environment where all political parties, including the Tamil National Alliance and the Janatha Vimukthi Peramuna, could act in collaboration. He made these remarks at a meeting with the visiting Sri Lankan Prime Minister and the leader of the Indian Congress Party, Mrs. Sonia Gandhi, at the Taj Palace Hotel in New Delhi. Dr. Singh also said that Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe has the ability to forward the Sri Lankan economy in new directions. Former Minister of Trade and Commerce Anand Sharma says that both Sri Lanka and India would be able to receive benefits through the forthcoming economic and technological agreements. Indian Foreign Minister Mrs. Sushma Swaraj says the Indian government constantly strives to enhance the friendship between Sri Lanka and India. She told Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe at a meeting held in New Delhi City this morning that speedy measures should be taken to permanently resolve the Indian-Sri Lankan fishing dispute.
Citizen Niran Samaravikrama of the Methodist Junior School Urugamua Matara has won the first place in the Year 5 scholarship examination by securing 196 points. Two students have clinched the second place by receiving 195 points each. They were Kokuladasan Abisigan of Rambakulam Government Mahavidyalaya in Vaunia and Ruanya Methmini Gunasekara of Subarthi Junior School, Assadima Kuliapitiya. There are 9 contenders for the third position by each scoring 194 points. They are Tejana Kausit Vijakon of Subarthi Junior School, Assadima Kuliapitiya, Rehara Binoli Miskin of Munidasa Kumaratunga Junior School, Bomiriya Kaduwela, Nadini Sadesana Rajpaksa of Dadigama Primary School, Tungthota Kegol, Metmi Subodhani of Ibbagamua Model School, Uday Rajan Koshikan of RKM Shri Koneshwara Hindu Vidyalaya Trincomalee, Senith Dilwan Rajpaksa of Vikramashila Central College Giriulla, Ines Dulanjana Chandrasiri of Joseph Vas College Vennapur, Lasandi Imethma Handapanguda of Royal College Horana, and Kuma Sankar Jayani of Hindu Primary School, Jaffna. Sarda Pavit Rajpaksa of DS Seranayaka College, Kandy, has been successful in securing the first place among the candidates of special needs at the Year 5 scholarship examination. He has obtained 181 points. Pavit has sat for the exam using the Braille system. Governor of the Central Province, Mrs. Niluka Ekanaka, has handed over a special prize to him today.
Now an ambassador and a high commissioner have presented their credentials to the President today.
New German Ambassador John Rode has presented his credentials to President Maithripala Sirisena today. New Bangladeshi High Commissioner Riaz Hamidullah has also presented credentials to the President. President Maithripala Sirisena has expressed his thanks to Germany and Bangladesh for the support extended to Sri Lanka. Deputy Minister Harsha De Silva and Secretary to the President P.B. Abekon were also present at this occasion.
Now Minister Gayantha Karunatilaka says that measures have been taken to set up a special operational office for the implementation of the Right to Information Act and to train officials. The minister was addressing a media briefing to convey cabinet decisions today. Minister Gayantha Karunatilaka said that they are scheduled to open a special operation office for the implementation of the Right to Information Act. This was held at the premises of the Ministry of Parliamentary Reforms in Palavatta, Battaramulla this week. He added that a list of information officers will be appointed to the affiliated institutions of the ministries has already been obtained. The trading of all officials is scheduled to commence next month. It has also been promised to appoint an independent commission to certify the qualitative status of media personnel engaged in reporting. Opinions were also expressed at the occasion of establishment of a standard laboratory to implement the Drugs Act. Minister Dr. Rajitha Senaratne said that if certain physicians say that a drug is good and it is bad, there is no method to certify their statements. The quality lab needed to verify the observations is not available in Sri Lanka. It would be difficult to pass the Drugs Act while engaged in confrontations with the physicians. The minister added that he will give necessary directions in 2 or 3 year time period to set up this lab in the country. The minister further said that the practice of writing of prescriptions of medicine in trade names will be banned by the end of next year or in the beginning of 2018. The drugs should be prescribed in their genetic names. Some doctors are against this measure. The minister also said that in Europe all drug prescriptions are being carried out under genetic names. This practice is being followed by 85% in the United States. The minister has also clarified the amalgamation of the Mihin Lanka Airlines to Sri Lankan Airlines. Minister Dr. Rajitha Senaratne said that the Mihin Air service will not be abolished. It will be amalgamated with the Sri Lankan Airlines. It will be operated like the budget airline of the Sri Lankan Airlines. The minister further said that the Corp have been proposed to have 2 sets of staff for the Sri Lankan Airlines.
The Colombo Magistrate Courts has ordered the Department of Criminal Investigations to obtain a DNA report on the bone samples from the Gintech Institute in Burella. The items of which are suspected to be connected to the Tajuddin murder case have been recovered from the Saitam Institute. The order has been given when the department presented facts on the progress of the investigations before the courts today. A group including former senior DIG Anura Senanayake and former OIC crimes of the Narahempita police have been produced before the courts today. The court has also instructed to immediately hand over an investigation report on the former judicial medical officer Dr. Ananda Samarasekara. The lawyer said that the report of the Gintech would be able to verify whether the bone samples were that of Tajuddin. Further hearings have been postponed till the 19th of this month.
Now, the national carrier Sri Lankan Airlines says that the performance for the first 5 months of the current financial year has witnessed a 37% improvement in comparison to the previous year. The chairman of Sri Lankan Airlines, Ajit Dias, also said at the media briefing today that it has also reduced the loss by 45% this year.
What is also encouraging is the fact that in the last 5 months of this financial year, that is till April to the end of August, we have further reduced our losses, and there is a 37% improvement now as compared to April this year. I think it is more important to say that when we turned up here in February last year, the culture, the morale, everything of the company was at a very low ebb, and I am pleased to say that we have now been able to a great extent turn that around.
As of the end of this year, we will have 10 wide-bodied aircraft and 10 narrow-bodied aircraft. In the course of the next financial year, we will add 6 narrow-bodied aircraft, and 2 older ones get returned, so we'll have a fleet of 24 aircraft at the end of the next financial year. Our intention is to reduce our costs, keep connectivity to Sri Lanka intact, while making the airline much more efficient, and to concentrate on our strengths, which is a strong regional network with an excellent reputation for safety and service, and use that to build up towards returning the airline towards profitability.
The anticipated loss in revenue due to the restructuring of runway of the Colombo airport from January to April next year is estimated at $47 million. The company adds that it is compelled to cancel around 200 flights.
It affects it severely because we are cancelling over 200 flights in that 4-month period, which is over 200 flights are going to be cancelled. And while we cancel the flights and lose the revenue, we can't really change our fixed costs. So actually, as we are just entering a recovery period, we get set back. So it's a huge problem for us. And we have communicated this to the government, who is a shareholder, extensively, and the shareholder is aware of what we face.
The chairman has also expressed opinion regarding the amalgamation of the Mihin Lanka Airlines with the Sri Lankan airline.
A decision was made, and Sri Lankan Airlines has taken over the routes and the planes and some of its staff to Sri Lankan Airlines, and from 1st of November Sri Lankan Airlines will operate all the routes that Mihin Lanka is flying at the moment. The company will operate till the 31st of December, and thereafter the government will make a decision with regards to the company itself.
Let's have a look around Asia in 1 minute.
Rights groups have criticized the authorities in Indian-administered Kashmir for shutting down a newspaper accused of inciting violence. President Rodrigo Duterte says US President Barack Obama can go to hell over his criticism of the Philippines' brutal war against drugs. Hong Kong pro-democracy activist Joshua Wong has been barred from entering Thailand, where he had been hoping to speak to Thai students. A professional diver has been killed by a stingray at an oceanarium in Singapore. Philip Chan, 62, was heading a team of divers who were removing sea creatures from the underwater world attraction yesterday. The discovery of one of the largest ever dinosaur footprints could shed light on the behavior of the prehistoric animals found in the Gobi Desert, and measuring 106 centimeters long and 77 centimeters wide, it is believed to be of a Tyrannosaurus.
The original documents of the final reports of the committee inquiring public opinions on constitutional reforms were handed over to the Department of National Archives today. The event has taken place at the Visumpaya Committee Secretariat. The general public, numerous organizations, politicians, dignitaries and intellectuals have handed over proposals on the constitutional reforms to the committee. The documents contained oral and written representations. It covered 25 districts of the island. The committee chairman, Attorney at Law Lal Vijay Nayaka, and Secretary Wilson Patiraja have handed over the documents to the Assistant Director of National Archives, Mrs. Chamila Priyangani.
We have to hand over all the documents, originals, collected from the public to the National Archives. So we are gathered today really to perform that function, which we are bound to do under law, because these documents, the originals of these documents, should be available to the public to be used for any purpose like research and other purposes, such purposes, for education purposes. So we have prepared a database consisting of all the scanned documents that comes to about 5,000 documents that we received, as well as the voice submissions, that is the vocal submissions made, oral submissions made that were recorded by us are there in the database that we will be submitting to the government archives.
The International Association for Parliamentarians for Peace has been launched at a ceremony conducted in Parliament today. The event was jointly organized by the Minister of Parliamentary Reforms and Mass Media, the Minister of Public Administration and Management of Sri Lanka, and Universal Peace Federation. Delegates from Korea, Nepal, Thailand, Japan, Malaysia, India and Philippines have also attended the event. Minister of Mass Media and Parliamentary Reforms, Gayantha Karunatilaka, has delivered the welcome address.
The Member of Parliament. The foundation we are laying today, be a member of the global system of parliaments, I assure will have a highly positive impact on the endeavour of the government of Sri Lanka to establish a long-lasting inter-religious, inter-ethnic and inter-communal harmony in our country in a post-conflict context.
Young, the President. In Sri Lanka, for 30 years, we suffered bloodshed, loss of lives, and therefore we realize the value of peace. Therefore, from our side, you will have the fullest cooperation to achieve this. If you have a peaceful world, then the whole world is peaceful. So therefore, in the context of discussing the challenges that are ahead of us, I think, ladies and gentlemen, we have to look at areas such as the violation of human rights, then the security of the nation and the security of the people, then the freedom of expression, freedom of information, then also we have to tackle the poverty, how to alleviate poverty.
The second cargo ship of the Sri Lanka Shipping Corporation, Ceylon Princess, has reached the Colombo harbour today. The ship was on its maiden voyage. Minister Arjuna Ranatunga has received the ship which came from South Africa loaded with the consignment of coal. Blessings and religious observances were conducted for the ship crew. The craft was purchased with the objective of transporting coal to the Lak Vijaya power station in Puttalam. Ceylon Princess spans 200 meters in length, just like its sister ship Ceylon Breeze. The total cost of the two ships is $70 million. The People's Bank has provided this amount as a loan. The total weight of Ceylon Princess is 63,000 metric tons. It was designed by Chinese company Avik International. The ship is also capable of providing marine training to new recruits. 26 amateur trainees were given appointments today. Minister Arjuna Ranatunga says that Ceylon Princess and Ceylon Breeze will be turned into foreign exchange earners. He added that they would also be able to provide an effective service through involvement in new projects.
Having a look at the stock update, the all-share price index closed at 6,579.78 points, dropped by 11.63 points, and the S&P SL 20 index closed at 3,643.58 points, also increased by 1.64 points at the end of trading of the Colombo Stock Exchange today. Turnover was over 500 million rupees. Here is a summary of market details of the Colombo Stock Exchange for today. Up next is foreign news, but before that, let's have a break. Moving on to foreign news. Pakistan has been barred from the Kabaddi World Cup in India amidst rising tensions between the nuclear-armed neighbours. The International Kabaddi Federation said this is not the right time to engage with Pakistan. The two-week-long event begins on Friday. The neighbours last month accused each other of increasing hostilities along their de facto border in Kashmir. Kabaddi is a full-contact team sport which originated in India. The championship in the Indian western city of Ahmedabad will feature sides from Iran, Australia, South Korea, England, Poland, Kenya, Argentina and newcomers the United States. Pakistan's Kabaddi officials said that the tournament without Pakistan would be just like a football World Cup without Brazil. Relationships between India and Pakistan have sharply deteriorated since last month, when militants carried out the deadliest attack on an Indian army base in Kashmir in years. India blamed the attack on Pakistan, which has denied the claim. Last week, India said it has retaliated by carrying out surgical strikes against the suspected militants along the de facto border with Pakistan in Kashmir. Pakistan denied that India had carried out any strikes and said 2 of its soldiers were killed in unprovoked cross-border attacks.
On to some international news in brief now. The The ceasefire with FARC rebels will end on 31st October, Colombian President Juan Manuel Santos has said. Negotiators have resumed talks in Cuba to try to resurrect a peace deal following its rejection in Sunday's referendum. All sides in Colombia want an end to more than 50 years of fighting. Russia has confirmed that it has sent an S-300 air defense missile system to its naval base in Syria's port of Tartus. Defense Ministry said the purpose of the system was to guarantee the security of the base from the air. The move comes amid growing tension with the West. Yesterday, the US halted talks with Russia on trying to coordinate airstrikes against jihadists.
So you've got the United States supplying the rebels, so-called rebels, which is al-Nusra, al-Qaeda, ISIS, all of these people with anti-aircraft.
The most powerful Caribbean hurricane in nearly a decade has left thousands of people displaced in Haiti. Hurricane Matthew is said to have been devastated parts of the country where at least 2 people have died. The storm has now moved off the northeastern coast of Cuba towards Florida. South Carolina is to start evacuating more than 1 million people.
And now moving on to sports news. Today was the second day of the 4-day unofficial test match between the A teams of Sri Lanka and West Indies. Sri Lanka has scored 348 runs for the loss of 9 wickets in their first innings at a close of play today. Sri Lanka A team is now 72 runs ahead of the West Indies A team in their first innings. Dimuth Karunaratne has scored 131 runs and Kusal Janit Pereira 87 runs for Sri Lanka A team. Niroshan Dikwella has also hit 59 runs. Rakeem Cornwell took 6 wickets. The Interprovincial Women's 2020 cricket tournament has commenced at the Colombo Coles ground today. 4 teams representing the Western, Southern, Central and North Central provinces compete in this tournament. The Western Province team beat Southern Province team by 10 runs today. North Central team beat the Central Province team in another match. Today was the 6th day of the Open Badminton tournament organised by the Sinhalese Sports Club. More than 1,000 sportsmen and women are taking part in 30 events. Matches are being conducted at the Sinhalese Sports Club and Commercial Service Indoor Stadiums.
Weather forecast. Met Department says that fairly strong winds at times are expected over the island. Thunder showers may occur at a few places in the northern, north central, Uva and eastern provinces after 2 p.m. Light showers will occur at a few places in the western Sabaragamu and central provinces and in the Galle and Mathura districts.
With that, we conclude tonight's news. Do join us tomorrow at the very same time. We wish you a good evening.